Yo, what's up, guys? Teacher Paul here, and today we're talking about Germany and Sweden. Here we go. Germany and Sweden. This video was sent to me by Susan, as were the scarves. And let's check them out. They have been doing very well. Let's look at the stats over here. And round 2 of the World Cup starts today.
Welcome back, and I'm Annette Young, and it's time now for our World Cup debrief with Emily Boyle. Emily, we've got 4 games to discuss today and 4 more games to come, correct?
Yes, correct. Loads and loads of football action. And with me here to debrief all of that football is, of course, our sports expert and consultant, Ruben Slachter. Hello, Ruben.
Hello.
Before I come to you and get into the nitty-gritty of all these sports details, let's go through last night's scores in case you missed them. It was goals galore, basically, starting with Germany, who got 7 past World Cup rookies Curacao. Curacao, though, got their first ever World Cup goal thanks to Zurich forward Comenencia. The goal fest continued in the Estadio Monterrey as Sweden won 5-1 against Tunisia, and the 2 other games were slightly closer. Ivory Coast did what they do best, leaving it to the dying minutes of the game before scoring. They won 1-0 against Ecuador, and meanwhile,
I'll tell you, the Netherlands did a good job as well. The ORANJE, they did a good job against Japan, but Japan also did a good job against the ORANJE. You guys are asking, where are all these scarves coming from? Like, how do you have so many scarves?
the Netherlands and Japan had a tight 90 minutes, which ended in a 2-2 draw.
And Germany's
I reacted to the full match. Go watch it on Patreon.
Was historic in more ways than one, it appears.
Yes, 7-1 scorelines for Germany are mythical, and it always means that something good is right around the corner. Last time they won 7-1.
Don't say it. Don't say it. She's gonna say it, isn't she?
Against Brazil in a semi-final, they went on to win the World Cup. This time, their 7 goals mean they become the highest scoring country in World Cup history with 239 goals from 113 matches. Ruben, Germany have had quite a rocky time in World Cups up to now. Is this a new era for this German side?
I don't know. Yeah, I would love to say for them yes, but yeah, I mean, Curacao, we have to be honest, I have a strong heart for Curacao because, yeah, I'm a Dutchman and very connected to the island, but it's not the strongest team in the tournament. Germany did what they had to do. With them crashing out in the group stage the last 2 editions of the World Cup, I think this is a really important win for them, nevertheless. But yeah, it won't give any indication about what to expect for next games, because now they're going to play Ecuador and Cote d'Ivoire, what will be a complete different type of level.
It will be very different. It must have been really nice as
well for Jamal Musiala to get one in the back of the net after he's had quite an injury-prone past.
Congrats to Musiala, yeah.
Injury, I think it was in the Club World Cup. It must be great for him now to have that on the board.
Yeah, well, the main question with Musiala is, can we see the real Musiala again? Because even this year in the Champions League, you have to be honest that in those famous matches against Paris Saint-Germain, he was really underperforming. So the question is now,
I didn't know that.
Was this? Are we going to see a bit of glimpse of the old Musiala again? Let's hope so. But again, this was just more an extra friendly for Germany. Let's be honest, and we'll see what they can bring from now on.
That's
true.
Let's
not underestimate the achievement, though, that it was for Curacao to get their first World Cup goal ever in their first World Cup ever. The fact they even qualified is crazy. Its population is only around 150,000 inhabitants. Kind of like if the 17th arrondissement of Paris was playing at the World Cup. It's a super achievement. The coach of the Blue Wave, Dick Advocate, was certainly proud of the team.
But they are Dutch as well, aren't they?
These players showed their work ethic, but yes, if you just compare them head to head, then Germany simply has a much better team. Look, it's already amazing what we've done just to qualify, and we have to realize that. We just need to make it a beautiful tournament with maybe a surprise in the second or third match. But it could also go the other way, in which case we'll still be happy that we took part in the biggest event in the world.
Yeah, still be happy. They definitely can be happy with making it this far. I know you're quite a big fan of Curacao. What are some of the good, positive sides that you saw in this team? I was certainly impressed by their attitude. They just seem to be really playing ball.
But that's for sure. I mean, all the players are, well, almost all of them are born in the Netherlands, so they have a
That's what I'm saying.
Education, so they are very
it's like a second
players.
it's like a second Dutch team in the World Cup. They have 2 Dutch teams in the World Cup.
The issue, of course, is that their level is 3 levels higher than lower than one of the German players. That's the main issue. What was also very positive is that they scored a goal, which we shouldn't underestimate. The fun thing was that after they scored a goal, there were like 10-15 minutes where the Germans were really hesitating. Yeah, then you hope that they can make.
It was 17 minutes,
maybe 2-1. But yeah, the penalty came at the 45th minute. I think that was killing the game. But altogether, they can be really proud. They are very proud because I saw a lot of images from Willemstad, from the capital of the island, and it was just a huge party. They're just super happy to be there.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, for them,
I want to see those.
Not a shame. The only thing, and Dick Advocaat also said it after the game, was they conceded 2 or 3 goals too many and just also very easy goals to concede. The level difference was there, but 7-1 is still very harsh.
Yeah.
Ruben, we can't
still
have
7-1.
a Dutch guest on without talking about that match between Netherlands and Japan, can we?
Yeah, well, that's also a very double feeling. I mean, it's mixed feelings now in the Netherlands. I think before the match, lots of people were talking about Japan as one of the big outsiders of the tournament. So that a draw wouldn't be such a bad result. But if you have seen the game, the Netherlands were dominant for at least 60 minutes. And then
Listen, it's not that the Netherlands was dominant, but Japan was playing a smart game of counterattack. They were luring Netherlands into the attack so that they could counterattack. So Japan was also it was balanced. It was well balanced. I don't think it was one was superior than the other, to be honest with you.
In the famous hydration break, and after that the Netherlands decided to make 3 changes, and after that it went all downwards and it ended 2-2. It's a very disappointing result, I think. Japan, I was really disappointed by Japan, to be honest. I was expecting a lot from them.
They were playing it safe.
It's 2-2 for both the teams. It's not a disaster, so they can move forward from this. But I think that both the teams, they have a lot to work on.
Yeah, we've seen crazy scenes of the Scottish fans recently, but the Dutch fans, I have to say, bring it to another level. We have some footage of some of the fans who managed to cross the Atlantic. Look at this. This is the Orange Legion taking over the streets of Dallas. Absolute scenes there. Look at that. It's just a whole sea of orange. Brilliant support.
Yeah, well, there's also a lot of Americans with Dutch heritage who joined in the party. It's famous. The Dutch wave, 15,000.
It became New Holland again. No, New Amsterdam.
You should compare it when it's in Europe. In Germany, there were like 150,000. So yeah, that's even better. But yeah, we know they're following. But let's not underestimate. In the stadium, we heard only the Japanese fans. So there were more Japanese in the stadium.
And they cleaned up after the game.
Like always, yeah. It was.
But I heard one of the Dutch supporters saying, "Yeah, we are all here, marching." I think there were like, I don't know, 15, 20,000 of you. No, there were more. There was more, I think. And it was said that we're all here, but none of us bought tickets. They're just there. So inside the stadium, it was mostly Japanese, Americans, but the real Dutch fans, they refused to pay 1,000 per ticket. They're there to support the team, but they did not go in the stadium. That's what I heard.
It was a great atmosphere. It was also a great game, and not to downgrade anything out of the game. But if you're going to proper analyze it, yeah, from a Dutch perspective, it was very, very sloppy to not win that one.
And what about some of the other games? Just briefly, we had 2 other fixtures: Ivory Coast, Ecuador, and Sweden, Tunisia.
Ivory Coast is a very, very nice win. Shouldn't be underestimated. Okay, now they're in the group with Germany and Curaçao. With this win, they should normally be in the second round, which is already great. But there's a big belief in the Ivory Coast to go pretty far. Their goal is to go quarterfinals, and why not? They have a very complete team. They have, with Diomande, maybe the biggest talent in the whole tournament, and winning against Ecuador.
And also, I believe the coach said, if I'm not ready to go to the finals with my team, I will resign.
Didn't lose for 19 games. It's just a fantastic achievement.
He believes he's going to get something
Tunisia,
great out of it.
Tunisia were very poor, but Sweden is kind of a fairy tale. I mean, they didn't win a single game in qualifiers, and by the Nations League and.
Oh, I have Sweden here already. I'm looking for more scarves here, but I have Sweden on my chest. I have more. Oh yeah, they mentioned Scotland, didn't they? They mentioned Scotland, so let's have this here as well.
Strange,
and it's
strange
26
events. They could
degrees
still
here,
be
by
in
the
the
way.
World Cup, and now they win the first game 5-1, and both the strikers with Gyökeres and Isak seeming to be in form at the right moment. I mean, we didn't see Alexander Isak for the whole year at Liverpool, and now they are there, so could be the surprise, but you have to see how they will play against Netherlands and Japan. That should be a bigger opponents than Tunisia, of course. Sorry.
Emily, that's that for the last night's games, but this is a World Cup tournament which is creating a lot of daily headlines. So dare I ask, what's the news today?
Yeah, plenty of news, as you say, almost every day. Two main bits of news. Firstly, a referee has been accused of making a white power symbol during the broadcast of the Germany-Curacao game. Australian referee Sean Evans was seen making the hand gesture when the live broadcast cut to the video referee studio. You can see
That's
the image
crazy.
here. It's this upside down hand making what looks like an OK sign, or it's also been known to be the
Okay.
kind of prank you play on friends. If your friend looks at your hand, then you get to punch them. But in recent years, it's been used to symbolize white power. It was actually
He has been
categorized as a
accused
hate
of it
symbol by
only.
the Anti-Defamation League in 2019. It's still unclear if Evans was making a political statement or playing a prank, but FIFA's discrimination monitor has since called for the removal of the referee, and FIFA are expected to be opening an investigation. That's
kinda
latest
crazy.
headline. But meanwhile, all eyes are on Los Angeles in anticipation of the Iran-New Zealand game kicking off at 3 a.m. Paris time. The Iran national team arrived in Los Angeles
Okay,
from
so
their base
we
camp
have
in Mexico.
watched-
They've been able to see the
So I'm gonna skip this whole part because we have watched. I think they have spoken already about all the teams. They're gonna speak about the upcoming games, which are not upcoming anymore because we have watched those games. We saw the results. The first phase of the World Cup has passed. We are entering the second phase now, and guys, it's looking really good. For some teams, not so good for others. We had a few upsets. We had a few surprises. Portugal had a draw. Spain had a draw. Ivory Coast almost got the better of France, but not Ivory Coast. Sorry, Senegal almost got the best out of France. It's going to be interesting to see this next upcoming thing. Argentina, we got a hat trick from Messi. I'm gonna do a video covering all that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.